Good evening and happy blue moon, everyone. Today we are going to talk about all things blue, once again in terms of spell ingredients, which is what you see here before you. Today we're going to talk oils, crystals, and different ways that you can celebrate and harness the energy of this year's blue moon. Woo! So as always, grab yourself a beverage, settle on in your coziest chair, and let's get right down to it. First things first, let's talk ingredients. Okay, so blue is kind of a strange color in witchcraft. There's not a lot of blue things to use in your magical craft. Working with the color blue is kind of difficult to do. As George Carlin said, where is all the blue food? Let's first talk crystals. You could use, let's see, labradorite, dyed piece of howlite, so it is also blue. You could also work with blue apatite. Here is a book I also have about crystals. Here we've got zircon, topaz, sodalite right here. Also tanzanite here in the next page. Sapphire, now that's a bit more of a pricey one, but if you have any sapphire jewelry, you could definitely work with that. Or maybe charge a piece of sapphire jewelry on the blue moon. That would be really cool. We've got larimar and lapis lazuli. So again, lots of blue crystals that you could work with. I am also going to show you a ritual that I'm going to be doing here on Sunday for the blue moon. Let's talk herbs. There's not a lot of blue colored herbs unless you're going to work with blue flowers perhaps, which are also kind of hard to come by. So let's rare color in nature. Now, if you don't have anything blue laying around, you could substitute with lavender buds. Now, if you could also use juniper berries, some dried African blue basil. I also have here some eucalyptus, mint, spearmint, eucalyptus, any of those herbs that have that menthol, cooling, very soothing. To me, they put off a lot of blue kind of energy. One other thing I wanted to touch on would be magical oils. I got this book a while back at the secondhand store here in my town. They have a very small but very helpful esoteric study section, and I got this book. It's a thick one here, it's a chunker, because I knew they had moon oils. I had seen that when I just was glancing through it. And all of a sudden I jumped up and I thought, I wonder if there's a blue moon oil in here. That would be really cool, but what are the odds, right? Like, they're probably not. Oh, but there was. Blue moon oil. It says the second full moon in a month. 3/4 part lavender, 1/4 part sandalwood, and a few drops of rosemary. Unfortunately, I do not have these exact ingredients, but that's okay, because we can always substitute things, right? That's what we do as witches. We work with what we've got. Well, here I have the lavender that they talked about, and I have some rosemary. I do have those, and then I'm going to sub in spearmint, because I don't know, I just love the way spearmint smells, and I think it's going to be really cooling and soothing. So yeah, I think that'll work really well. Whew. I apologize if you can hear the fan in the background. It's very warm up here tonight. I don't know if we're going to have a little bit of weather tonight or what, but I think something's brewing. I definitely want to craft the blue moon oil. It just so happens that a few years ago, I bought the Pacifica Blue Moon perfume. I saved the bottle for some reason, and I realized tonight that this would be the perfect bottle to put a blue moon oil in. So I already cleansed the bottle before I started here tonight, and I filled it with some olive oil, because that's what I tend to use. So we're going to go ahead and craft ourselves a blue moon oil to use. I can also charge this underneath the blue moon next week. I'll have that energy of the blue moon harnessed in an ingredient that I can use. Anytime that there is like a certain planet that comes close to us, or, you know, different things like that. I try to make some kind of a charm or a talisman or an oil, or I try to do something to harness that energy to keep that here with me for as long as possible. I believe the next blue moon isn't until 2037. Yeah, I think it's a good opportunity to go ahead and craft this. Go ahead and add the spearmint. Oh, it does. It smells so cooling. It actually is really soothing me right now in this heat wave. So I'm going to add a good amount of spearmint because I really love it. I think it's such a delicious smell. I'm actually growing spearmint out back in my herb garden, and it is just taking over the bed. Oh, and lavender. It's just so soothing. I mean, who doesn't like lavender in this day and age? We all need to de-stress. I just kind of go with my intuition as far as how much of each scent. You do it however works best for you. And if you want to do the original recipe with rosemary, lavender, and sandalwood, you just go right ahead, honey. I mean, I'm not going to judge you for that. And rosemary. Rosemary is very, like, grounding to me. It's like, but that's soothing in its own way too, right? I think this bottle's almost empty. I'm going to have to buy more. Add that onto my list next time I go to the apothecary. I'm in such a silly, weird mood tonight. It must be all this blue lighting in here. It's making me loony. Woo! Now we've got our oils in there. I'm going to go ahead and give it a little shake. Ooh, that smells nice. I can really smell the spearmint. Wow. These are my juniper berries that I foraged here in my neighborhood. And let's see. Oh, I was going to put a little bit of lavender. Ooh, you know what? It'd be really nice to come home on Sunday and put a little bit of this in the bath, perhaps, you know? Take a blue moon bath. Here's some lavender. I didn't really put very much, but whoa. The energy is building in the room. Oh no! Maybe surround it with some blue crystals the night of the blue moon. I think that'd be fun and kind of pretty, and light your little candle if you're going to, and which we're going to get to that next. Our very own blue moon candle spell. Woo! I was going to show you a neat trick, something else that I thought of that would be really cool. Here I have a bag of rice. Yes, it is also in a blue bag. How fitting is that? But I have an abundance of rice. And as you know, rice is really good for like prosperity, to help amplify the success of the spell. I actually do have some leftover blue hair dye. You know, work with what you have. If you have an abundance of an ingredient, then find a way to use it. That's what I always say. And I'm going to pour some rice in here, and I'm going to add some of the blue dye, and we're going to make blue rice for the base of our candle spell. Won't that be fun? Ooh, this is going to be messy, messy, messy. Ooh. I don't want to spill it. So there is our blue rice. You see that okay? There's lots of options when it comes to your candle spell. Depending on what you'd like to try to manifest this blue moon. Okay, so here I have a very dark blue, a navy candle. Maybe you want to use that for maybe like personal power, intuition, focus, something like that. I mean, something empowering, because it's a very strong color, right? Here I have a light blue candle. Now this one you might want to use more for peace or healing or connecting to angelic energies. Obviously, I mean, you can use them for whatever you like. Since I do so deeply associate the concept of the blue moon with like rarity, like the real purpose for this spell for me is kind of, I suppose, sort of a healing, self-love, sort of an intention. I'm going to harness and focus on the fact that I am rare and that I do appreciate that part of myself. To tell the truth, many years ago, I was terribly camera shy. I didn't see my worth quite yet. which is kind of sad if you think about it, but that's okay. You know, we all transition and grow throughout life, and I love to see other people aspire and reach their goals as well. I think that's really great. It's good to look beyond sometimes and to really ask yourself, what am I here to do? What is my purpose? And I think I have a great many things that I'm meant to do while I'm here. And I finally kind of found my voice. That's another big aspect of the color blue. If you study Reiki and the chakras, you'll find that the throat chakra is blue. So to me, it's very fitting for me. The colors of my channel. This candle is going to represent the fact that I am rare. And may I never stop appreciating that side of myself. Because I don't know anybody like me. But yeah, like I said, with the other candle colors, you could do whatever you like, whatever intention you'd like for this blue moon. But remember, it only comes around every so many years, and it's not going to be here again until 2037 or whatever. So make it count. Make it something good that really matters to you. But what I'm going to do, I've got my little trusty dagger here that I like to use. I am going to write, do you think I can fit I am rare on here? I think I can. I'm going to do it. If I've learned anything over the years, it's that taking a break from your craft, your practice, if you don't think it's going to happen, it's a coming, baby. A lot of people call it the path. Once you've created that path for yourself, even if you venture off into the woods for a while, once you come back, that path will already be there for you. And you can kind of follow it back home. Once I fit it on there, you probably can't see it. Darn this blue lighting. Drat. Next thing I like to do is I like to get my herbs ready to go. If you're going to be working with some. Next thing, I got some lavender buds from my garden. Now as for these junipers, oh I know, goodness me, I forgot I brought over my little mortar and pestle. I was going to put them in here first. So I'm going to crush them up in here. Oh, that smells very interesting. Okay, so now I'm going to dump it on this plate because I think that'll be a bit easier. Now we're going to anoint the candle with some oil. There's so many different views and opinions on how to anoint candles. I personally try to rotate the candle toward me, like roll it this way, and then I usually go bottom to top. I want the intention to come my way. I can't quite roll it in these herbs. I've got a little bit too small of a plate. Well, I sort of can. That's okay. Now here comes the tricky part for sure and certain, because I need to melt the base of the candle onto this plate. So let's try and do that. Hopefully I can do it. And you certainly want to be careful doing this step. Woo! And then I usually put it in the puddle of wax and I push it down as much as I can. This is the only corner where you can see what's going on. Here it is. My life is silly. This is our blue rice, remember? And I'm going to put that around the base of the candle. I think that's going to look really cool. I've got a note card and a blue marker. I'd like to write out in just a little more detail what the intention of this spell is. Okay. And on this side, here's my blue moon. No, it doesn't look like a potato. It's glowing with beautiful blue light, just like me. I am Blue Moonstone, and I am rare. I will continue to appreciate my rare qualities every day from now on. Somo TV. And then I just lay the paper down and I put the plate on top. I'm gonna go ahead and light it. You ready? Well, happy Blue Moon, everyone. I hope you found this video useful today. I hope it inspired you to maybe craft your own Blue Moon spell or ritual this coming week. And going forward, may you appreciate how rare and wonderful you are. And thank you for being here. So I'll see you next time. Bye.